1. What's going on, New Gaming Order? We back for our last segment of the day. Um, Getting back into. Hold on, I gotta fix this up. All right, so pretty much Microsoft is unveiling the answer to PlayStation Now. All right. So with that being said, I know. Hold on, let me make sure you guys can see it. Oh, what the heck? Bear with me. I think I messed up the window. What page? Okay, so. Alright, so the news as I understand it, and I was kind of mad because I said, we're already paying for Xbox Live for those who utilizes it on a regular. They're adding another layer, and I think what they should do is, if they are adding this, I wouldn't mind paying $5 extra on Xbox Live on the annual fee to have access to this, as opposed to $10 a month. Because it's like, man, but there's some pros and cons to this. PlayStation Now is a streaming service. We're gonna do a compare and contrast. You will never have those games on your system. You'll always have to go through Sony servers, and if you have PlayStation 3, you see how they cut support to PlayStation now to Vita and the PlayStation 3. With this, what it is, Playboy was saying on the director's cut, it seems like a Dropbox-esque style, but the difference, is being compared to Netflix, where you have the games on demand, and certain games will cycle out every month. That's good, but the major difference, and which is a major stab to PlayStation Now, is the fact that you can download the games locally to your console, and it's yours. You will have access, unlike EA access, where you have to keep the subscription going so that your game can even boot up. This, you'll have it. Halo 5 Guardians. You pay $10 a month, right? If you decide to buy the game or download it, you get it for 20% off because you are on this subscription. So the game, once you have it, and let's say you download Halo or Forza, and you cancel your subscription, and after you purchase that game is still yours. You don't have to worry about DRM or anything like that. But with this being said, I was stoked about it, but then I got kind of like, another fee. It depends. Let's say third-party developers are actually supposedly on board with this, like Capcom, a couple other folks. Backwards compatible titles would start showing up more frequently, and how they were saying, hey, backwards compatibility is a thing if you have your 360 games, and they'll show up on this service type. However, the only difference is this will not be supported on the Xbox 360. I'm not sure about PC, but I know it's Xbox One will definitely have access to these games. But that's kind of like what I gathered. I'm pretty sure there's some more info to be discovered, but that's what it is. Playboy, what are your thoughts?
Okay. I see. A lot of games come from third-party developers, EA, Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm.
They too have their own online subscription thing, Origin,
EA Access,
and Uplay. So, whatever horse trading that Microsoft made with certain developers, they have to. I guess they somehow agreed to it because
they fell in line pretty much.
Basically, I guess. And and I am still waiting for this Windows 10, Xbox, PC, hey, let's all have a nice, great orgy together sort of deal.
Well, Microsoft has started that, with the first party games. The first party games for now.
Because I am really, I thought that 2017 was supposed to be the death of poverty box exclusives, You and
this poverty box thing, I resent that, okay?
You look like a poverty box. So,
Wow.
like, I'll save the rest for my PSA.
All right. Well, okay. As it seems, coming this spring to Xbox One, the Xbox Game Pass will give console owners access to over 100 Xbox One and backwards compatible titles, games for $9, $9.99 a month. All right. So the Xbox Game Pass is not a streaming service like PlayStation Now, but a game download description subscription along the lines of EA Access. That's the thing. Like the EA Access, like I said, it will allow you to download the game, but you can't start it up if your subscription is expired. Subscribers who pay the $9.99 a month monthly fee will be able to choose from games like Halo 5, Payday 2, NBA 2K16, Soul Calibur 2 examples given in Microsoft's official announcement. Um, they'll be able to download your game. Let me skim through. Um, let's see. I'm looking for 20% off games, 10% off game add-ons. I didn't know that. So that's interesting. So the DLC stuff will be 10% off if you go that route. And adding them to your permanent Xbox Live library. The Game Pass will start rolling out today to select members of the Insider program, which I'm a part of, with plans to launch exclusively for Xbox Live Gold members before going live for the rest in spring. So, interesting. So, like T-Rex, what are your thoughts on that?
Personally, Red Box and GameFly are still a thing.
Yeah.
I don't really need this.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to like rent games like the way this is doing, basically,
Yeah.
I could just use those services. For PlayStation, they could easily counteract this by having an option from instead of streaming to download the game.
But you know why
PlayStation Now?
PlayStation can't do it, right? Because of the architecture, and it would be too much. Like I remember they were talking about.
It would be no different from them switching you over to the game's account to where it goes over to buying it to just download it for PlayStation Now.
No, me and Nelson tackled that topic a long time ago. Hihei Yoshida, Kasurai. The problem with on the PlayStation side, the way that they developed everything. You know what? Here's the thing: if Sony wasn't in the lead, they'll find a way to make it happen. But they're comfortable, so they don't care. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
it's not that hard for Sony. They may be saying that, but
yeah,
they do this
they're
for a
in the
living.
lead, so they don't have to do the extra. Microsoft is still scraping and trailing, so you see a lot more effort coming. Where
Right.
backwards compatibility, the way that Microsoft did it, they got it right.
Yeah,
Even Cody
I don't
David,
think they got it right because all their games are still not on the backwards compatibility
you
list.
do
Yes,
you
I'm
know
aware.
why that is, right?
I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of the reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stupid reason.
Well,
What's the reason?
it's the developers, the publishers. It's like, okay, let's say Street Fighter 4. If they were to allow it to be backwards compatible on the Xbox One, there's licensing, or you have to get a new license for that console. There's a whole bunch of red tape with getting approvals and so on and so forth because it's essentially becomes a new product. So it's like, a lot of them, like Red Dead Redemption, that thing was already backwards compatible. All this red tape and like, oh yeah, let's use it to promote a new game coming out. You know what I mean? There's always like a strategy as to why they'll allow it to go. There's a whole bunch of games. If Microsoft wanted, they can make the whole thing backwards compatible, the whole library. But they don't have the rights. It's the developers. They have to be willing to allow them to put it through the program. Phil Spencer said this.
Yeah.
So
It's a dumb reason, but it's
so-
a reason.
yeah, so it's not Microsoft, it's those guys.
Is that to another console or or in general to any platform?
Well,
Be platform
I don't know in general. I just know from 360 to X1. There's like that whole thing where developers have to be okay with it before Microsoft, packages the game into its own like ISO environment where that the Xbox One can boot it. It's
Yeah,
literally encasing the game in a package, so the Xbox One is tricked to running 360 OS. That's all it is.
Oh,
hmm
okay.
So yeah, it's a simple process. Well, I'm not one of the
curious.
engineers.
Going to be another issue with Scorpio.
What do you mean? No, it's the Scorpio is still an Xbox. It's still Xbox One, but it's just different.
Yeah, but will this also be a issue with the Scorpio to have this thing going with the OS, or
And
will it just be there from the start?
no, everything that's backwards compatible on the Xbox One S, Xbox One original, it's still gonna be compatible with the Scorpio. The Scorpio is an Xbox One. I think folks don't forget that it's still an Xbox. It's probably just gonna have more refined. You
No,
know,
I'm aware of that. I'm just
mhm.
wondering, like, is there going to be another loophole?
Another loophole, to my
Yeah.
knowledge, no. That there's nothing that's been put out saying or indicating anything like that. But you know what? That's homework for me to take a look into. But nothing has been said because Phil Spencer said anything that you can currently play on the Xbox One S will just go right into the other system.
Okay.
You know,
Well, we'll see
that's coming
once
from the
they.
horse's mouth.
Right,
So
right. We'll see once they actually unveil this thing and like how it looks and the specs of it, all
yeah,
that other stuff.
yeah.
It's just speculation for me.
Well, but as
But
far as
to
this,
stay on topic,
yeah.
I think this is good for competition
Mm-hmm.
because now Sony has to decide, are they going to stick with PlayStation Now being the streaming service, or are they going to actually do something else like this? Same thing as with Steam, if they're going to do some sort of service like this for themselves personally,
Mm-hmm.
and again with Nintendo, if they ever decide to do anything. So we'll see how this works as far as competition is concerned.
Well, as far as Nintendo goes, I think they done gave up and they're not competing with Microsoft and Sony directly. There's like they're in their own space.
They have long stopped competing with Sony and Xbox.
Yeah, it's like
This has been Iwata's mentality towards it. Let
hmm
them fight amongst themselves. We are fine over here.
yeah,
And
they couldn't keep up. They couldn't keep up.
it's not that they couldn't keep up. They chose not to.
No, look, they chose not to because they couldn't. That's what it came down to. If you look at how the enterprises between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo is like small. Nintendo is small. Sony, they have their hands in so many different things. Movie studios, they were in
Chris,
TV
weren't you the
production.
one that told me that Nintendo's net worth was larger than Sony still?
No, no, the gaming. I get what you're saying. I get what you're
It's
saying.
probably larger than the gaming division, but I don't think Sony as a whole is smaller than Nintendo.
That's why I asked you last time.
No,
and you
Sony
told
has
me it
more
was.
look when you look at their resources, like they're pulling funds from so much. You know what I mean? It would be easy to say, hey, you know what? I know that the companies or the entities are separate,
Well,
but
what you're saying, Alex, has always been my general thought anyway. So
hmm
I definitely agree with you there.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but
okay,
to stay on track with this topic because we still need Chris's turn on this.
hmm
I'm more curious about what this does in the long run for competition. Not necessarily its service. As far as its service is concerned, I
hmm
don't really care. I think this should be part of the Xbox Live subscription. They
yeah,
already put up the price by $10 anyway.
yeah. To add the
So
Netflix and all this other crap or something like that. Like I don't know.
right, whatever sort of excuse they gave for it.
ESPN, all that stuff, like being able to watch stuff on the system. I was
And
heated.
did they take out the pin service or something like that?
The what?
Did they take out the pin service or something like that?
Pin service?
Where you could watch the sports games that you play?
I think that's still there.
That's still there?
Yeah. The only thing I know that really they started taking away was the Snap and a couple.
Oh,
But
Snap, that's the one. That's
yeah,
the one.
yeah.
That's what
That
it's
that
called.
that sucked. That made Microsoft different from the PlayStation 4. Now it's like almost a carbon copy. Like what the
Yeah,
hell?
and so was the cloud gaming thing that they had going for a while.
Well,
Well, before launch anyway.
okay, okay. Well,
Cloud processing. That's what it was called.
Well, oh, you mean the stuff that they're saving for Crackdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that got majorly delayed. Like that
Whenever
thing,
that shows up.
yeah, that thing was supposed to be out. Like they were touting, yeah, cloud processing under Azure, or well, I think that's why Crackdown has been delayed in the manner that it has, because you would need a Scorpio and its power with the combination of whatever is out there. That when they do roll down cloud computing, that would help it become what it needs to be. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
But Chris, you have the floor right now. I'm done.
You guys went really off fucking topic there.
I know. I was trying. I apologize.
Considering the fact they're going to delete your games if they pull them off the thing, unlike with PlayStation Plus, if I'm not mistaken, you keep your games as long as they're downloaded, right?
That's PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Now is the streaming service.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I think there's a difference. I think with the Games for Gold and PlayStation Plus, when they give you the free stuff, like, that's yours.
Well,
PlayStation.
Xbox has that too, right?
Yeah. You get 4 games for free or whatever. Like 2 backwards compatible and 2 for the current console.
Right. Xbox's own is permanent, and PlayStation Now's it's only if you have the subscription.
And you don't physically own it. Like,
nope.
Yeah.
It's to be honest, the streaming services are a waste. Unless you get access to the entire library, it's pointless. Because you're going to pay $10 for this one, $20 for that one. No, it's not worth it.
You know what the issue is? I think that we're in that transition phase where, those who have backwards compatible games, or things that will show up on these services, they shouldn't have to pay for something they already own. You know what I mean? That's why I believe everything's gonna go digital. Optical drives are gonna become obsolete. Like, this way, folks won't be passing a kidney stone and like, oh, I gotta pay for something I already owned. Like, you know what I mean? But I think in general, as long as they say Games for Gold and PlayStation, well, this is more Microsoft, Games for Gold won't be affected. You know what I mean? So if you have it, you download it, you're good. But I see it as a good thing. But it remains to be seen. I just think that $10 a month for gold members who are already paying is not cool. Not cool. And where's Mr. Poverty Bucks?
He's gone.
Oh, okay.
I'm right here.
Well, do you have anything to add?
Amazing. What were we talking about again? You're talking about this service. I was listening. You're talking about this service, right?
Yeah.
Oh, pass.
Unbelievable. But here's the thing: if they allow that to be something on PC, that should be interesting.
Yes.
Is there anything like this on PC, like right now? Like
What's
a
that?
rental service? A rental game service on PC. Is there anything like this right now?
No.
But T-Wiz, this is not a rental.
No, we don't rent nothing. We got good old gaming, GLG. We got Steam. We got Steam. So I mean, if I want to play old school games, I just go to good old gaming, and they charge me like $2 to $4 for my games from way back when.
Okay.
From back in the 90s. I have a lot of games, and they make them to where you could play them on Windows 7, 8, and 10. So.
Well, PC is the ultimate backwards compatible entity platform.
I was reading something about the Scorpio, which I will leave for my PSA, which I see.
Well, we might as well start it now because we're gonna get ready to wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Playboy.
Well, my thing is, I really thought, like I said earlier, I really thought 2017 was going to be the end of poverty. I mean, console.
Yes. Get it right.
Party boxes. There. Feel better. And so.
We're going to be Playboy otherwise.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, yeah. And so, reading about the Scorpio. They want to sell it for, unveil it in June, sell it for Christmas this year.
Mhm.
I was looking at the specs. I did some deep diving.
Can you put it in Discord?
Oh, right here.
I'll
Right.
put it for.
Copy right here, right here. I did some deep diving here, and when the Scorpio release, when it's released, it'll have the graphical capability of an NVIDIA GTX 1070. That's a good ass card.
That card is
You know.
more advanced than the one in the PC that I have here. Like I have the the GTX 760.
Yeah. You need to upgrade that.
Yeah.
You need to upgrade yourself. Come on. You know.
Shut up. All right, go ahead.
And so basically the Scorpio will have the same processing power as a mid-range PC. And
You consider that
launches.
Well,
mid-range?
by that time it will be.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
Don't they
now-
unveil
right-
new
'cause right
cards
now-
every summer?
Because right now the biggest thing coming out now is the 1080 Ti on the new platform. That because I'm getting that because I got a 980 Ti. I'm gonna get the 1080 Ti because it's gonna have 11 gigs of GDDR5 RAM, and whereas I have only 6. So basically, it's doubling. It's an upgrade. It's doubling what I have in my rig right now. See, that's how PCs do it. You know, but hey, that's the story for another day. So, but back to my original thesis. I am really, to be honest, I am really proud, but yet angry and salty as hell about these consoles. Because you guys have been having a lot of great games lately. Horizon Zero Dawn
That game is
a beautiful game. It is. I binge watched the story for 6 hours on YouTube, and it is incredible. And also, Final Fantasy 15. That's a gorgeous game. You know, I'm just like. You know, where are the PC people? I know Final Fantasy 15 eventually will come to the PC, but Horizon Zero Dawn is a phenomenal game. It lived up to its hype.
Yeah,
it really did. It did. It lived up to its hype, and I'm mad.
Matter of fact, that will be acquired by New Gaming Order. Yeah, you'll see some streams coming from that very soon.
Yeah, and
Isn't Nier Automata coming out for PC?
Yeah, it is.
And Nier Automata is coming out for PC next week.
Yeah,
I will get that.
Yeah,
that's another beautiful game, but it's not as graphically as eye popping because it's more like a grayscale, a lot of black and whites, and you know, whereas Zero Dawn is just immense color and just HD everything. So, but yeah, and that's what I was wondering because all this talk about, especially because I'm leaning heavily onto Microsoft because I'm like, you know, you pushed out Windows 10 to everybody, talking about Xbox gaming and Windows PC, we're all gonna come together and we're gonna be like the Smurfs, la 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 la, and nothing. You know.
Well, no,
Windows,
the thing
gaming for Windows is bye. You know, it's just like.
Well, you mean the Windows Live or the?
Yeah, Windows Live gaming for Windows. That's like, sure.
Can I stop you real quick on that? Microsoft, you guys owe me for all the games that I owned on gaming for Windows Live. I need a credit for Steam so I can reacquire that stuff. I'm not paying for that again.
Shit,
Nope.
Amen.
That's wrong. I think like from Lost Planet. The Gears of War original, Resident Evil, Street Fighter 4, all that stuff there should be a credit given. Like, don't get me wrong. When Microsoft mess up, I go in and I'm letting. That is a glaring issue. That DRM back in the day. That's why I know they saw the error of their ways. Where you buy it once now, like you got what was it? Gears of War 4. Did they have cross buy on it?
Not sure.
I think that was right before. Yeah, Killer Instinct and the other game that I have, the Quantum Break. You know, I bought it once and got it on both platforms, but they need to apply that to every first party. You know, but I guess they're trying to keep Halo off PC. There's some reason they said it's gonna cost so much, but who cares? But
Well,
that DRM thing, as long as they fix that, and you know, people like Playboy would be happy that those console exclusive stuff, people who don't have a console can get it on Windows 10.
and also another nice thing that about I give credit where credit's due. Microsoft did say that the accessories for Xbox One and the One S will work on the Scorpio, so you don't have to buy another Elite $150 plus controller for the Scorpio. It will work day one.
It's an
I don't think
Xbox.
they need another controller. That
No.
one seems pretty solid.
The Elite should become the standard controller, but I know it's expensive.
And also Microsoft has come up with a strategy for making games available for Xbox and Windows 10. So they're creating a mini ecosystems of devices with different specifications for people
Oh, that's old
on
news.
different budgets. So basically, they're coming up with a strategy. They not coming up. They have a strategy for games for Xbox and Windows 10. Hence, they're trying to push the boundary. Because and also the VR, the Scorpio is VR ready, but Microsoft is not sold on VR technology, so they're working with Samsung and all the other guys with HTC with the Vive, and hey, is this really worth it? They're looking at their sales. They're looking at the sales of the VR stuff. So everything's money driven.
And to add to that, the HoloLens is now going into Generation 3. Microsoft didn't want to do the HoloLens like so early. Now that they're like finally getting solid, they're gonna try and support the Gen 3 as opposed to what we saw initially. So they're trying to do like a combination of virtual reality and augment. Like I saw it on another YouTube channel, but I didn't get to get the full details. But it should be interesting to say the least. But you know what? Do you guys do remember that they were talking about, an idea for an Xbox that would be upgradable as you go along? I'm gonna bet.
It's called the PC.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm thinking if this GPU is what I think it is, it's probably what they were talking about way back when. And maybe they said this is the end of console generations. I'm betting a little bit of money on that. I'm thinking this is going to be that console where you could beef it up and extend the life of that machine.
Who makes the GPU in the current Xbox? Is it AMD or Nvidia?
It's not Ryzen. I'm trying to look in the article.
No.
I'll pull it up for you on the next show. Because I remember I was looking. I don't want to like echo news from other YouTubers. I want to like actually dig myself. But I have an idea who it is, but I don't want to do hearsay. I'm gonna actually like read it. So
What are you looking for?
What's the video card in the Xbox right now? Is it Nvidia or is it
Oh, I thought you were looking for the Scorpio.
No, right now current. I think it's AMD if I'm not mistaken.
All right, hold on. I get you. GPU, right?
Yeah,
It is.
AMD.
AMD.
I know the Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox Scorpio is going a different route.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, hold on. They're just going with the equivalent, but well, it's saying AMD powered by ExtremeTech.com.
It's an 8-core AM for the Xbox One. It's an 8-core AMD custom processor. I think they're going with AMD because it's cheaper,
Okay.
but still,
Mhm.
Sticky Jim also says he believes it's AMD.
I
It's
just pulled it up. It's right here.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, with that being said, let's start wrapping up, guys, because today was kind of like a more loose conversation than what we did last week with specific topics. But Slinky Jim, do you have anything you want to add? Since he's watching us in the chat, and where's Blazing this week? Folks are MIA. So while we wait for Slinky Jim to add, on your knees, anything you want to mention before we get sign off?
No, not really. Just I got nothing. I mentioned everything at the top of the show, so I got nothing. I got nothing else.
Wait, did you beat Berserk yet?
Yes, I did. I beat it offline when I called out of work Wednesday.
You beat it? What?
Yeah, I beat it. I beat it every day, Alex. Do you want to hear about it?
No, I don't. Unbelievable. But
I didn't stream it. Yeah, I was playing offline because I wasn't feeling good on Wednesday. But I did beat it. There's 47 or 48 missions.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that.
Okay, cool. All right, Playboy, man, what you got for us? He said, ew. This guy, he said he beat it, indeed. But where Playboy going? See, that's what I'm talking about. Homeboy disappeared. Oh, by the way, Chris, do you have a spare hard drive that you can donate?
I might. I got a broken one. I know that.
Oh, okay. Do you have at least a 500 gig?
Probably not that big.
Oh, whoa! I don't need to know that. What?
What are you trying to say, Alex? You trying to? You know what? You know what, Alex? Hold on. Oh, God damn it, play.
Oh my!
Well, no, I wanted.
That's perfect.
I wanted to get T-Risk this machine so we can get him up and running for.
Well, hard drives are cheap. You can just pick one up at a store.
Yeah, I'll probably pick one up soon.
Okay, no problem.
Besides, you want to get a solid state anyway, so it boots fast.
Yeah, well, I have two solid states, but they're 120 gig each. It's stupid.
How much are they going for these days?
Don't worry about that. I'll probably ask for Chris's assistance afterwards. I just need that computer in my house.
Assistance? What? Look, I don't need to know all that. Oh my.
What are you trying to do, Alex? You trying to insinuate many things?
No comment. But with that being said, New Gaming Order, this is, like I said, more conversational than anything else. But just trying a different format for this week. But if no one else has anything to add, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com for the latest and greatest. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter. We don't have an Instagram yet. I think I need to work on that. But we'll get that up and running. If anybody's playing Warframe, whether PC, I downloaded the PC version, but my Elite controller is not supported on the PC version for some reason, which is why I haven't been playing it. But I'm more on the Xbox, if anything. This mother, unbelievable. But
You motherfucker! All right,
On Your Knees and I will probably team up again for 20XX. But any multiplayer game,
I do have Warframe, but doesn't do crossplay with PC.
No, I don't know why. That game.
Oh,
The update.
What the update do? What?
PC.
They're not on the same version, are they?
Ahead.
Oh, that's. But once that game is hopefully done.
It's
that type of game is
MMO game. It's never going to be done.
Yeah, they got them. It's the quest for more money. They got to milk it as much out of you as they can.
That game, that Xenoverse.
Banshee Prime.
Oh my gosh. It's terrible how we can't play with each other, man. I feel like
I got a rank 3 guy. I actually maxed out my armor and most of my weapons, so I just didn't feel like grinding for new equipment, so I stopped.
Well, I need help getting the money to buy stuff. Like I can't even find material to build these expensive weapons.
You gotta just Google it. It'll tell you what stages to get the items on. The problem is you gotta buy the patterns or find the patterns.
Yeah.
And if you want to make armor, you gotta make the components. So there's 5 patterns to buy to make a single piece of armor.
Yeah, the game has a lot of grinding to it. A whole
Yeah,
lot
if
of
you want
grinding.
to play for free, there's a shit ton of grinding, or you could just pay money for the platinum and buy shit.
Well, that's the thing. Like
Or
platinum.
you could grind like
Yeah.
rare stuff and trade it for platinum.
Okay.
That's what I
Well,
did.
Well, you know what? There's actually going to be a podcast dedicated to Warframe discussion. So you know, I'm pretty sure T-Rus will be there in support because I just need some help, and I'm trying to get onto Mars and Venus and from the junctions, but I need
You're not
like
even on Venus yet?
No.
Slacker.
I'm just having issues with it, but it's all good.
Issues.
Yeah. But New Gaming Order, the YouTube is done. We're gonna continue director's cut. We'll see you guys next week.